Guys, I want to talk about Project 2025. I actually wanted to talk about it before the election. And then the election came and I was like, oh, I missed my window. Oh, well. However, I actually think, ironically, that now is probably an even better time to talk about Project 2025 because we're about to be living it, folks. We are about to be living it. Now, for those who are not familiar with Project 2025, Project 2025 is a 900-page document, policy document that was published by the Heritage Foundation, which is a conservative think tank with direct ties to Trump's first administration. According to the ACLU.org, though Trump has falsely claimed he is not connected to Project 2025, a recent report from CNN found at least 140 people who worked on Project 2025 that previously worked in Trump's administration. This is what I'm talking about when I say they're changing the narrative right in our face. This motherfucker talking about I don't have anything to do with Project 2025. I don't know nothing about that. 140 people who worked on your administration also worked on Project 2025. And that's not it. The Heritage Foundation president, Kevin Roberts, who previously worked on Trump's transition team in 2016, has described his organization's role as, quote, institutionalizing Trumpism, end quote. Come on, folks. Are we going to let them change the narrative right in our faces? Or are we going to acknowledge the truth? His role for the Heritage Foundation, the president of it, is to institutionalize Trumpism. Kevin Roberts was also one of the principal advocates for overturning the 2020 election to keep Donald Trump in office after he lost the election. And there's also Heritage Foundation executive Mike Howell, who called the 2024 election illegitimate before voting even began, claiming without evidence that any result other than a Trump victory will have been the result of fraud, end quote. Of course he won, so there's no fraud, right? But they were already prepping for their fraud argument, and not just in word. They started legal cases all over this country. I guess they probably throwing them out now. And Trump's vice president, J.D. Vance, holds even deeper ties to the Heritage Foundation. J.D. Vance, according to Forbes, penned the introduction to a 2017 Heritage Foundation report and President Kevin Roberts' forthcoming book, with Roberts telling Politico in March that the senator is, quote, absolutely going to be one of the leaders, if not the leader of our movement, end quote. So when Trump is out here being like, I don't know anything about Project 2025. I never heard of it. And 140 of the people that worked on his administration also worked for the Heritage Foundation, who wrote Project 2025. And the president of the Heritage Foundation said that their organization's job was to institutionalize Trumpism. They want to institutionalize that bitch. They want all of us to be beholden to Trumpism, y'all. BBC calls the 900-page document a policy, quote, wish list with a set of principles that would expand presidential power and impose an ultra-conservative social vision. The document itself sets out 4 main policy aims. 1, restore the family as the centerpiece of American life. Yikes. Sounds innocuous, right? you're like, oh, okay, they just want like family values. But their definition of family values, baby, their definition of family values is a woman perpetually pregnant, barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, against her will or not. Doesn't matter, because she doesn't have an opinion. She doesn't have none of that matters. Don't forget, her body, my choice, right? Who is uneducated, who can't vote, who has to rely 100% on their male partner, husband, because this is their traditional values, their husband, to provide for them, because they don't have any means or access to financial independence. That's the family values they looking for. Number 2, dismantle the administrative state. One of Project 2025's main policy aims, is to dismantle the administrative state. Do you know what that means? They didn't say reform. They didn't say fix. They said dismantle. Their goal is to tear everything down and replace it with this Project 2025. So when you are listening and seeing Trump's appointees who have zero experience in the areas that they're being appointed to, and you understand that Project 2025, which considers its goal to institutionalize Trumpism, that one of their main efforts is to dismantle the administrative state, all the puzzle pieces start to come together, don't they? Of course, he's installing a bunch of people who don't know what the hell they're doing, because his intention is not for them to know what the hell they're doing. His intention is for them to strip it the fuck down. The third main policy aim of Project 2025, according to the BBC, is to defend the nation's sovereignty and borders. Immigration, right? Immigration, those scary immigrants, those scary black and brown immigrants coming across the border. And finally, the fourth main policy aim of Project 2025 is to secure God-given individual rights to live freely according to their will. Because don't forget, your body, his choice.